Most new coaches think they have a marketing problem, but 9 times out of 10, it's not the marketing, it's the offer. Because if your offer isn't clear, compelling, and aimed at the right person, no ad, no post, or funnel will ever save it. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5-step system that I use to help new coaches build an irresistible offer that actually sell, even if you're starting from scratch. And step number 1 is where most people sabotage themselves before they even start. So step number 1 is we need to validate before you build. So most coaches make the same mistake. They build the product first, then they go looking for buyers. That's like baking a cake before you even know if anyone's hungry for it, right? You don't want to start with the program. You want to start with the person. If you skip validation, you'll end up selling something that nobody actually wants. And so it doesn't matter how good your funnel is. If the offer misses the mark, it won't move. And so here's what validation really means. You do market research. You talk to people. You find out what they're already struggling with. You find out what they already are buying. You find out what they actually want solved. Not what you think they need, but what they're already searching for. So try this in 60 seconds. Search your niche on Facebook, join 3 to 5 active groups, read the posts, write down every pain, every frustration, and every goal that people mention, right? That's where your offer lives, in the overlap between what you can deliver and what people already desperately want to fix. But that only works if you start in the right niche, and that's step number 2. So step number 2 is pick the right niche and go deep. The fast way to get stuck in business is trying to help everyone. If your message speaks to everyone, it lands with no one, right? So before you build your offer, pick one clear lane and own it. There's only 3 evergreen markets that have endless demand: health, wealth, and relationships. Each one of those have dozens of sub niches underneath them. So for example, in health, you've got fitness, you've got nutrition, you've got gut health, you've got hormones, you've got emotional eating. In wealth, you've got trading, marketing, you got sales, finance, business. In relationships, you've got dating, marriage, communication, confidence. And so the key is to find the intersection between what you've personally experienced and solved yourself, what you've gotten results with yourself, and what people are already spending money to fix, because that's where credibility and demand overlap. So think of your niche like a house foundation. You don't decorate the living room before you pour the concrete. It's like building on sand. No matter how beautiful the house is, it's going to collapse if the foundation isn't stable. So you want to pick one market, you want to own one problem, and you want to speak to one person. If you try to serve to everyone, you'll end up speaking to no one. But once you know who you're serving, you can design exactly what to offer them, and that's step 3. All right, so step number 3 is design a promise that sells itself. So this is the most important part of your entire business. A great offer isn't a collection of features. It's a clear promise of transformation. So when someone reads it, they should instantly think, this is exactly what I've been looking for. That means your offer must communicate who it's for, what result it delivers, how fast they get it. If any of those 3 are unclear, your offer loses power. And so here's the rule that I always tell my clients, which is to be specific, be tangible, and be believable. So for example, I'm going to give you 2 examples side by side. You're going to see which one's good and which one's bad. So if you want to be vague, you would say get confident in 90 days, right? That's not specific. It's not tangible. Versus saying lose 15 pounds in 90 days without giving up carbs. That's way more specific. That's way more tangible. It's way more believable. So people don't buy coaching. They buy results. And so you want to figure out, what is the tangible result that my clients want? What is keeping them up at night? What is the exact thing that they would want? And if I could snap my fingers and give it to them, they would love me and they would want what I had to offer. And so a lot of people think that you need to sound unique or fancy, when in reality, clarity will always beat creativity every single time. You want to be clear, not clever. So when you create a clear promise, your marketing becomes effortless, because every ad, every message, and every piece of content ties back to that single transformation and that single result that they actually want. But before you overcomplicate your delivery model, there's one massive mistake that every new coach makes, and that's what we fix in step 4. So step number 4 is start simple and profitable. So most new coaches, they worry about scalability before they even get clients. They worry about having a scalable offer from day one. Right? They spend months building courses, videos, and systems, and they're just trying to automate a business that doesn't even exist yet. But when you're starting out, the fastest path to income is simplicity. You don't need a big program. You don't need tons of videos and courses. You need results. And so what I recommend you do is you start with one-on-one coaching. You offer weekly calls with your clients for 3 months. You want to price it between $1,500 and $3,000. Why? Because access to you is valuable. It's personal, it's easier to sell, and it gets clients better results. That's the win-win that you want early on. Because once you get consistent results and testimonials, then you can start thinking about leverage and scale. but you can't scale something that hasn't even worked yet. It's like trying to build a skyscraper without testing the first floor. Make sure the structure holds before you add more levels. So focus on building a small, powerful, high-touch offer that works and then expand it later. Because step 5 is where you turn that simple offer into something that's truly irresistible. So step 5 is stack the value until the price feels small. So for example, a great offer doesn't compete on price. It competes on perceived value. So if you want your audience to happily pay you $2,000 to $3,000, you need to make them feel like they're getting 10 times the value back. So that's how irresistible offers are built. It's by stacking outcomes, not bonuses. So here's how you do it. Start with the core result they want, which is the cookie, right? You want to identify the next problem they'll have once they achieve it, the milk, and then you want to add solutions to those follow-up problems inside your program. That's the give a mouse a cookie principle, which is every solution creates the next problem that needs solving. And your offer should already have those next steps built in. So for example, if you help someone lose 15 pounds, they're going to want to know how to maintain it. So add a maintenance blueprint into your program, right? If you help someone get clients, they're going to ask you how to close sales. So add a sales call framework in your program. So each added layer makes your offer feel more complete and your price feels smaller in comparison. And so the goal isn't to make the offer more complicated, it's to make it more comprehensive. When someone sees everything that's included, they should feel like they'd be crazy not to buy. Because that's what an irresistible offer really is. The logical next step that solves every problem standing between your client and their desired outcome. And so here's how to build an irresistible offer from scratch. So number 1, we need to validate before you build. Talk to real people. Find real pain points. Number 2 is we need to pick one clear niche and then go deep, not wide. Number 3, we need to create a clear promise with a specific and tangible, believable result. 4 is we need to start simple with one-on-one coaching. That way you can charge more money, you can get clients better results, and you can get those testimonials. So getting results before worrying about scale. And then number 5, we need to stack your value. So we need to solve the chain of problems so that your price feels small in comparison. Most coaches skip these steps, and that's why their offers flop. They chase fancy funnels or they try to build this big fancy course before they've even built the foundation. But when you start with clarity on your niche, on your promise, and on your value, everything else becomes easier. Your marketing becomes sharper, your ads become cheaper, your conversions go up, you make more money, because the market doesn't reward the coach who works the hardest. It rewards the coach who communicates the clearest. And so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to take that offer and turn it into a message that attracts premium clients instantly. Because once your offer is clear, the next step is learning how to sell it without feeling salesy. And when you combine a powerful offer with consistent visibility, that's when businesses become predictable, scalable, and fun.